Welcome to the JCM Newsletter.
Hi everyone and welcome to another edition of the JCM Newsletter. Of course, we're turning our newsletter into a video program. And with me, I have Mr. Mical Teja, Mr. Singer-Songwriter extraordinaire.
You sure?
I am sure was one of the hottest tracks right now. We'll tease you with this in a little while. Mical, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for being here. It's a pleasure just to come up my house and do something productive.
Nice.
So,
Nice. Now, I mean, you were in the business for a long time, but I think people started to know you more from It's Your Birthday.
Yeah.
Tell us some of the projects you've worked on before 2022.
It would be stuff like Cats and Isla Black Month Workout, all our songs from, One Life to Live to Midnight Cruise, Bodyline. Destra, of course, actually came into the business writing for Destra at like age 14, 15 around there. That's what I could think of at the top of my head.
Yeah.
There's definitely more, but
Of course. So you started with songwriting first and then you jumped across this singing.
Well, actually, no. Actually started with songwriting, and then from songwriting I went into producing, and then being able to songwrite and produce is like, okay, well,
The next step is
evolution.
Okay, great. What was your first song when you officially became a singer?
Like first song you release or first song you release had to feel like, alright, yeah,
I want to. First one where you was like, yeah, this is possible, and then first one that you release.
So the first song I've ever released is a song called Out of Control. Yeah, you're not gonna find out, I take it out. Delete. The first song when I really felt like, yeah, this could be something, is a song called With You.
Okay.
So yeah, that was the first one I really feel like, yeah, maybe I have a little something here. Maybe I could do it.
Right, and this was 2015 or?
It could be 2014, 13, around there.
Right. Yeah. Okay, good. And you've been writing for a while, you've been singing for a while. Of course, before we jump into the new tracks, the pandemic hit. And I know it kind of slowed down a lot of artists in the industry. How did you deal with that?
Slow down nothing. Like, for me, that was the perfect time to really work on your skill set. And so if I'm it's like telling an insurance agent, it's a pandemic, you're not going to sell insurance. No, you're still going to sell insurance. Like, yes, it's a pandemic, but whatever your profession is, like, you have to find a workaround where people are working from home. Artists, we've always been working from home. It's just we do have these shows, but performing is one aspect of being an artist. You have working on music and creating music, and there's other avenues as well. So for me, I've never really been the artist to be, constantly getting bookings or whatever is the case. But I've always been that artist who would be working in the studio and writing on music. So for me, this pandemic was just, okay, level playing field. Nobody can go out there and perform, but you could come in studio and we could work on music. So it's all about who working. And that's what the pandemic did for me. It really allowed me to just hone in on my skill set and, go into that a little bit more.
Right. Now, branching out a little bit, you do farming stuff with a relative of yours.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So basically what we do is nothing like huge, it's just, we had like backyard space and we just like, we plant a little salad, a little shadow bunny, a little seasoning, little fruits, and also we were actually making wine. So our grandmother is like a real planter. She's good with the yellow book, the almanac book that tells you when you moon, when to plant. Yeah, she's serious with it. So we've always grown up with a lot of like fruit trees and plants and stuff in the backyard. So but she lives in the States now, and she'll always call us every now and again and ask us, like, how this tree going, how that tree, are they doing this, or doing that. So we kind of took also the pandemic as a time to really just kind of go back into that zone of planting up more on the land and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Okay. So fast forward to 2022, right? You have one of the biggest songs on the airwaves right now that you wrote for Patrice Roberts, Everybody Want to Drink Water and Mind the Business. Tell us how that collaboration came about.
Well, I've been writing for, again, Patrice is also one of the people that I've been writing for as well too. And they reached out. They were like, hey, we have this rhythm here, we'd love to get something. And so my approach, especially to music now, there isn't party, there isn't any jump and wave, we don't have that. So, if we're doing music, especially for this time, like, how do we connect with people outside of a party? And there's so much things that are around. Like, look right now, like I'm sure you've seen water right there, like it's in front of your face. And there was also the jerseys that was going around called "Drink Water and Mind the Business," and it's just sayings people would always say. It's just like when I wrote things down, we outside. It's like there are things that people say all the time, like later we outside tomorrow. Like there's things that in the atmosphere that we could just use and really help to connect to people, and that's just basically what I did. Everybody always talk about drink water and mind your business, and right there, like you could do it, So.
Nice. And so when you wrote this song, is it that you wrote it specifically for Patrice? You wrote it for her to sing?
Yeah, definitely.
Nice.
Because they reached out to me to get a song on. The rhythm is happy pappy rhythm. So they reached out and I was like, alright, cool, this is what I have, and let's see if it works. And they were like, yeah, we like it, and the rest is history.
I mean, what do you think about the feedback so far? Did you expect it to go viral in terms of international stars using it on TikTok and that kind of thing?
So with my creative process, I don't ever focus on the reception. I don't ever be like, oh, this is going to be the biggest. I just care about putting out the best product possible. It doing what it's doing, and it will in the future it will did what it did, and I don't focus on that at all, because if I focus on it, then it will affect the future songs that I will work on, and I just care about putting out the best product in my opinion. That's it.
Now, the best product in your opinion is this big viral thing. I mean, how does it feel?
I'm not gonna lie, it's a good feeling, but I always have to constantly tell myself this too will pass, and don't live in that shadow of mind my business and is the biggest song out right now. Right now my headspace is what's next, not on what is. Because you're all on drink water and mind my business now, but I was on that 6 months ago. So it's alright, how do we evolve to the next without getting too caught up on that's the biggest song, and that's it, So it's just a matter of understanding what's next and not fixated on what is. That's just me.
No, of course. And I mean, well, as we're on the topic, what's next? I mean, do you have any releases for 2022? And I mean, what about even Carnival next year for 2023?
So there's one more release. It's not my release, however. It's a song with Viking Ding Dong and Marshall Montano. It's called Bad Chargy.
Did you write it? You
wrote and produce. Throughout the year, we have some projects coming as well. Of course, it's not jump away hand in the air, but it's music that is soca, but it's really just topics that we could touch on year round. And also, we actually working with some, I don't want to put it away, some outside influences as well.
Okay.
Because this year as well too, last year, sorry, actually did some work with Juliana from Major Lisa and Oriane from France, and that kind of get a foot a little wet in the international market. So just trying to also branch out as well.
Yeah. Now I realize you didn't talk about your collaboration with Mical.
Right.
Yes. So tell us a bit about that.
Ooh, forgive me. But yeah, Dingle is a very, very magical song for me. Again, it's about putting out the best product possible, and we actually did this song a year ago. This song was actually written at the same time with Flavor. It was the same night, but we just kind of rested. I was like, listen, this could be something, but let's focus on this. And after Flavor was out, I then took time now to go back into Dingle and alright, how could I get this? And something, boy, I just hit up Nyla and I was like, yo, listen to this and tell me what you think. I didn't ask for a collab or anything. I say what you think. She's like, yo, this is real fine. I was like, collab? Question mark? She's like, yeah, for sure. And the rest was history. She came to studio the next week.
Wow, that's so quick.
Because she also believed in the song, and I love when it's not forced, because I've been working with her for a very long time, and I've never approached her on a collab. Ever. Never approached her on anything. It's just she wants help on the song. I was like, alright, no scene. But this one, I was like, listen, something about this song feels magical. And she just loved it as much as I did, and it just worked. And we shot the video and did everything, and we just rested down for a year. Because it was actually supposed to drop last year, but I was like, nah, guys, let me hold this one back. They make sure they mix and master properly. They make sure they video edited properly. And yeah, it did what I wanted it to do.
Right. So, apart from the international stuff, nothing more from you for 2022 as of this point. Any more Soca tracks you can expect?
I did. I think I've done a lot, especially for the season. Like the boat cruise with them with Patsy, Destra, Lexi and myself. Saki Lose Weight as well, co-writer and producer one that's doing well as well. They go there with me. People trace, like I've done a good bit, so I'm just trying to not burn out. Just being consistent, but not trying to overwork myself.
Yeah. And the big chargy, how soon you can hear that on airwaves, or when it's going to be released on socials, or...
Did I say that? It don't matter. February 11th.
Nice.
But I think it should be out on like radio and stuff playing by like the 4th of February.
Okay. So a nice Valentine's gift.
Yeah, we can say that. I don't think that's a very strange Valentine's gift for
Really?
Yeah.
We'll see how it falls.
Yeah,
all right, Mical, thanks so much for joining us. Anything else you want to touch on before we end?
I just really hope that we could have some real essence of Carnival. Like I feel like the atmosphere isn't feeling carnivalish. Even though last year was the same thing, we couldn't go on the road, but I really hope that we could bring back that essence of Carnival and get that Carnival spirit. I'm hoping that the week of when it's supposed to be Carnival, like people start to really feel.
Oh, you mean now? You mean the last remaining month?
Yeah, the last remaining month.
You can get a little energy.
Because technically we're in February.
Right.
In my brain, we're in February.
Yes.
And usually in February, around that time, it's like you feel tongues start to like
shake.
Yeah. There's a feeling, and I really hope that we don't lose that feeling due to the whole pandemic. Mm-hmm. Because last year was really good. Last year, people actually was like, nah, maybe this is the spirit of Carnival. Now it feels a little bit like,
So do you think with the taste that the government wants to give us, do you think it's going to bring it back by Carnival week?
I don't think there's a taste. I think they honestly don't know what they're doing, and I'm saying that with much respect. I don't feel like they know what they're doing, but I think the onus is on the people of Toronto to be able to really like Carnival isn't something that you put on display. Carnival is a spirit now. I feel like it's the people of Toronto who should really embody that spirit and bring it out. We don't need our government to tell you Carnival here or Carnival not here. Carnival is within you. So that's what I hope. I hope that people really embody that spirit.
Great. Thank you, as always, Mical Teja. And that was another episode of JCM Newsletter. Stay with us. We'll have another one soon.
Your source for news and exclusive content related to our signed talents and various industry-related events. I am your host, Kimberly De Souza, and I'll be discussing everything entertainment with our local and regional celebrities. To keep up to date with all that's happening, subscribe to the JCM Newsletter podcast. Stay tuned for more episodes on the JCM Newsletter.